YouTube. Let's continue study jdbc API for OCP/JP. In my last video, we created a program which connects to Derby database, and in the URL, it is specified we need to create a database called social if they are not exist. Through the driver manager, we get a connection, and then we get a statement. With a statement, we created a table called people. Then we inserted two rows into the table. Then we select the contents of the table. We iterate through the result set, print out the fields of the table row. Then we inserted another row into the people table, and we select the contents. Finally, we drop the table. So next time, we can insert the table again. We can create the table again. This SQL statement is quite flexible. If you are executing, select a statement, then you have a result set. We iterate through the fields, print out the contents. If you are executing, updating, inserting, or deleting, then you go to this block. Get update count will show you how many table rows are affected. The program is this one. Let's run it. As you see, after inserting two rows, we print out the contents. First row, second row. Then we inserted another row, and we print out the new contents. First row, second row, and the new row, which is this one. One thing to mention is, in order to connect to the Derby database, we need the Derby specified driver. So in the properties, Java build path, we need to include the Derby jar in the class path. This Derby jar can be downloaded from the Derby website. Then we import it as a library jar file. So here, when your Java manager get a connection, it create a concrete class of the connection. So the connection, statement, and the result set, they are interfaces. Java manager get a concrete class and assign to the interface. When you have the Derby jar in the class path, Java manager returns you a concrete class defined in the Derby jar and assigned to the interface. So that's how you get the connection and a Derby specific connection. In this section, we will make this program more generic. As you see, this SQL statement already very generic. It can execute all sorts of statements. The select statement can still be improved. Let me show what I mean. Here, you have to print out all the 4 fields. If I only select one field, it won't work. Let me run the program. You see what's the problem? It complains there's column 2 not found because I only selected one column, and you want the column 2. So we need to optionally specify a additional parameter which tells the function how many columns you want to include. So let's do that. Int, it's optional. And let's create another here, the int number of fields equal if you pass in anything, okay, if you didn't pass in anything, that means you didn't pass in any optional field. Then we give it a default value. We assume you want to get all the 4 columns. Otherwise, we use the first optional parameter as a number. If you pass in a number as here, if you pass in 1, we know you only want to select 1 column. So here in the while loop, we can do this. For int I equal 1. Remember, index start from 1 instead of 0. And our program is really simple. We just need to print out get an index I. Of course, some fields are integer, so we want to get an object. Column index I, okay. That way, we don't have to specify how many columns. We don't have to iterate through all the columns. We just have to iterate through the columns specified in this number. Okay, here we specified we only want 1 column, so that's what we get. Let's run the program. Oh, it's a complaint. People already exist because last time we ran into exception, so we didn't drop this table. That's not good. We want to drop this table. Let's first drop this table. Okay. This time we already dropped this table. So next time, if you want to drop it again, you will run into trouble. So we don't want that. Let me show you. If you run it again, now it complaint already dropped. So we want to comment out this statement. And let's run the program. You see, this time we have 2 rows. Then we have 3 rows. The 3 rows, we only print the name field instead of all the fields. Here we played a trick because get object returns either string or integer because for our specific table, our table fields are either string or integer. So when you call when you try to print the object, the toString is called. Strings toString is a literal, and int is also printed as a number. However, if you have a more complex object like timestamp time, those kind of fields, you cannot use this trick because when you print the object, it prints the memory address instead of the literal string. But hey, this table is a simple table. We can use this syntax, take advantage of the fact we only have string or integer. Okay, just to mention this. Now our program can be much simpler. We don't need have this. So let's call the SQL st and we can have it make this program much simpler. Teenage okay, don't need this anymore. And let's run it. Almost the same as before. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One field, second field, third field. So have this program. We have a basis of comparing SQL syntax and Stream API. syntax. So in the next video, we will try to compile them in parallel so we learn both in just one shot.